I'm working in the New Perspectives textbook for Access 2007. I'm in the additional case 2, tracking parking permits and violations, and I'm working on page ADD 10, step 6. Now in step 6, you're asked to create a query that shows the fields in one order, but sorts in an order that's different. In Access, you've understood in earlier chapters that the sorts start left to right. So whichever field comes first, moving from left to right, is the field that will be sorted first. And I'm going to give you an example from another database, show you how this works, and then we're going to go into the additional case and we're going to take a look at it. So I've created in the Holland database a query called customer addresses. Now this is a pretty common query. What we want to do is we want to sort first by zip code, then by customer last name, and then by customer first name. And when you look at these in this order, you see that if I want to sort first by zip code and then by last name, zip code and last name have to come before first name in order to get this sort to work right. But looking at our data sheet here, we see that first name comes first. So how do we get access to sort in the order that we want but maintain the fields in the order that we want? Let's take a look at this. I'm going to go into Design View. I'll close my property sheet here. If I want zip to be the field that is sorted first, it has to be the field that as we move across, it's the first one we come to that has a sort in it. So I'm going to come here and click Ascending. So that means it will be sorted first. So how do I get then last name and first name to be sorted? Well, I have to bring those fields in again. So I'm going to bring in last name and first name. I'm going to bring them in back of my zip code sort. I'm going to sort ascending on last name, and I'm going to sort ascending on first name, and I'm going to remove the show. So when I run this, what we're going to see is we're going to see that it's sorted first by zip, and then within zip, and it's hard to see my screen, but I get it small like this so that you can see it. So here, first by zip, and then within zip by last name, and if I had two people with the same last name, they would be sorted then within last name by first name. So I'm just going to trick it here, and I'm going to change Rodrigo to Blackhawk. And I will just rerun this. And when we come down, we should see, okay, I have the sort in the order that I want. Okay, what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to go ahead and close this query. So I'll close it here, and if it asks me to save, I'll say yes, and then I'm going to find it and reopen it. And then we'll take a look at the design view. And my design view has remained the same. Now what I'm going to show you is, you may think there are other ways to do this, and there are. I'm going to take these two fields out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the zip field here, and I'm going to remove the sort from it, and I'm going to do, well, the obvious thing, if zip has to be the first field, then why don't I put it in first? Like, why don't I put it in right here? And then sort ascending and not show it. And then bring in last name right here. And sort ascending and not show it. And then I have first name over here that I'm going to sort ascending. Let's run it. And it looks very much the same, doesn't it? So I'm going to save it, and I'm going to close it, and then I'm going to reopen it. Remember, I changed this. I changed the order in those fields. And let's go look at the design view. What happened to those fields? Remember how I put them in front? Now look, first name is not sorted anymore. But when I look at my query, it seems right. That's because what Access did is it took those fields and it moved them to the end. So it's going to do that anyway. So just when you create your queries, just do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this one. And we're going to take a look at the college citations. Oh, I'm going to have to open it in Design View. And we're going to add some fields into this, and we're going to see how this one works. So what it wants us to do in this is add, it says, create and save a query named QRY College Citation that displays in order all fields from the citation table. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to bring all of them in. And the owner first name and last name fields. And let's see, I'm going to have to change this a little bit so I can get to it. I keep my screen small so that you can see it, and now I can't. And so then I want the owner first name and last name from the permit table. And then I want to sort in ascending order by owner last is the first sort field. So this is going to be this first sort field. This is the one I'm going to sort first. All the other sort fields have to come after that field. And then it says owner first as a second sort field. So I'm going to bring owner first in over here. Take that off. Ascending. And then it says citation date as this third sort field. So I'm going to bring in citation date. And I'm going to sort on it and remove. And then it says citation time as the fourth sort field. So we'll bring that one in. And we'll sort ascending on it as well. And let's just run it. Save it. This is the way they want it to look. So it's sorted first on last name. Here's our sorts. Okay, here's Grissom. Grissom's got a bunch of stuff going on here. So Grissom, first by last name, then by first name, then by date and time. So we got it to work. Right on the money. Remember, the field that you want to sort on first has to be the first sort field as you move from left to right. All additional sorts then are added behind that sort, and then you just remove the can show. Now, of course, if you're putting this into a report, you have a lot of other things you can do. But in this situation, we're just talking about queries. And that's the end of this segment.